All right, welcome to Meade in the Middle. We got some really cool special guests here today because we all went to school together. And we're going to do an episode on education. Mm-hmm. We got our regular Anthony Meade. And how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good,
How's
man.
it going?
Good.
Good. I brought gifts.
No, you didn't. Really?
I did. Yes,
All right.
I brought.
Let's see these gifts.
What did I bring, I wonder?
Oh, I hope you brought something for John.
Well, I brought this since we do have another sibling on today, which you'll see. But I brought a picture of you and I, Mike, when we were kids. I don't know which camera there. This
just
camera.
us, not the other sibling. I like that.
Not the other one. It's just us.
Let me see.
Put that here.
You guys lived on a different
Didn't I
floor.
give this to you?
You did.
You're re-gifting it back to me.
You did give it. Well, no, I'm going to take it back probably. I'm just giving it to you to spite our brother here. But no, yeah, that's mine. And that was given to me by you with a few other pictures. And I actually brought that with me to Peru for ayahuasca. And it helped me through it. It helped center me.
It's a great photo.
I only vomited on it 3 times, so it's perfectly fine. No, it's fine.
We were great kids. You're like naked.
Yeah, Mike's got the bowl haircut. And then I brought one from my other brother, who's very supportive of my new venture. I heard really confident in it. So I brought a Meade Public House beer mug.
What's the logo of your
that's kind
bar?
of the logo I'm going with. It's a little dirty. I'm going with, and that's our family. It's our family motto on the bottom, but our family motto is usually in French, but it translates to always ready.
Correct.
Very cool.
So this says for the bar you're opening, right? And I really,
it's for a pub that I'm looking to open.
So this is a pint glass. So
it's a pint glass. It's not an imperial pint.
I like it. It's really cool, actually.
Oh, you were making fun of me because I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And these two always fight. This is my other brother Nick, who joined us all the way from Washington D.C.
Yes.
He is a middle child. I guess we're all middle children.
He's
second youngest.
Second youngest
Out of 6. So I'm kind of on the lower tier.
Yeah.
And Nick has a consulting company. Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I have a strategic consulting firm. I have 2. But I primarily focus on politics, political races, campaigns, and then a lot of emphasis on nonprofits.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining. We actually went to go see Married with Children's reunion.
We did.
Last night in L.A. And,
thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Just Nick and I went. And it was actually really funny.
It was great.
It was really funny. Do you want to tell about what you said or no?
What you said something?
Or we don't have to. We can cut it.
Just tell the story. If we don't like it doesn't make the cut.
It was a good time. We had a good time, and we got back maybe 2 hours ago. So,
but I did get to ask Ed O'Neill. I'll say that,
Yeah.
That was the final question. They took a bunch of questions. It went pretty quick, but
he was going, pick me.
I was jumping.
He was on his chair.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at him.
You're probably front row. Yeah.
Second.
Eek.
Could you believe that? So at any rate, we were up there, and they were up there, and I said, Al, I'll call you Al because you're like the dad we didn't have, but our family watched you guys religiously every Sunday night, and I said, tell the story about how you were so different as a father because everybody was the Jackie Gleason loud, like to the moon Alice, all the dads, the Archie Bunkers were loud, and Al said he didn't even want to do the interview, so he's a theater guy, and he just went anyway, and he said, so instead of doing the inspiration like the big loudmouth father, I just took some inspiration from my step uncle who, I was at their house one day and my aunt was in the kitchen kind of upset and he walked in and she said, Frank or whatever his name was, I ran the dog over today. And he said, what's for dinner? And he said, so that mentality, that slow, I've given up on everything. That was his inspiration for the father, which became Al Bundy, right? So I had him share that story. It was really cool.
So this was a live Q&A?
They
showed.
Well, did they do an actual episode of it?
No.
Oh, which
I thought they were doing an episode.
Me too. And
so it was just a Q&A.
It was a Q&A. They were just in chairs with a host, and it was maybe 30, 40 minutes. So
That's
it was
it?
pretty quick. And then Bud Bundy was like, I'm DJing over here. I think like Bud is like
Did
a
you
DJ.
go?
Yeah,
we went and we watched him for like not long, maybe an hour.
Grandmaster B and Cypress Hill was his special guest
What the heck?
at the
So we
Viper
went-
Room.
Oh, you
the
brought the
Viper.
wrong brother, Mike. I would have been fun.
No, we had a good
we had
time.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a good
But
time.
I would have been more fun.
I will say this. I will say Christina Applegate is very funny.
She's very funny.
Yeah?
Yeah,
She's
she
very
controlled the stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was great.
Yep. In fact, Ed didn't talk very much.
No,
But
he's
she
probably
really-
in his 80s now, isn't he?
He looks just like Tom.
But he's
He
probably
does.
like in his 80s.
He's an old Tom.
You guys should on the
Like
podcast
so-
do a side by side of Tom and Ed O'Neill.
Yeah, so
Because
there it
they
is.
look-
It's right
And
there. There's Tom.
Can you AI
There's-
Tom to make him older though?
No,
No,
there's
no, you
Tom
take
and
a
Ed
younger
O'Neill.
version
Look
of
how
it.
I'm
like
kidding.
similar they look. See?
Yeah, they see they look exactly the same.
Oh, awesome. Well, that
So-
was a little off subject,
Yeah,
but
like
it did teach us. It was kind of like our education growing up, married to children.
Who would have
I mean,
thought that Al
that's why
Bundy
we're
is now considered like the best sitcom dad because they were making fun of the Cosbys?
Were they?
Oh yeah.
They were gonna name it not the Cosby
Show.
That was the original name.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they said, and they all agreed.
Did you, John? Did you watch Married to Children growing up?
Why not? Just dysfunctional families did.
No,
Our family,
not
a lot
really.
of like growing up though. Kids
weren't
our
allowed
age
to.
probably shouldn't have been watching it.
No.
the best.
It was so funny though.
Watch it again now, and there's all these jokes that I missed because
Yeah,
I was
'cause
so young.
it's for
and I'm like,
adults.
wow, this is a total adult show.
But they even said on there they were like, we were the ones that basically pushed the envelope because even back then they're like, oh, well, you can't get away with these jokes. But as Ed O'Neill said, he's like, we had All in the Family 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well,
but
did they
today
have any of the
can't get away with
neighbors
it.
on, or is it just the four
No.
family members?
Just the main ones. I don't think they want to split the loot.
Well, and also I know what's her name. There's that
Marcy.
story. Marcy was not. They did not get along
No.
at all in real life. Marcy and Ed O'Neill. I guess he wasn't invited to the lesbian wedding.
Her wedding, and Bud wasn't either. But
Yeah.
the reason she said, you know, Ed, I don't want you to come because you're gonna think it's a joke and you're gonna laugh. And he said, well, you know, it is funny, and I am gonna laugh because you're two women. Are you gonna stand up there in a tuxedo? Like,
Oh my god!
he said, well, he has
He's
an
old
interview. You
school.
can look it up. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And
Anywho,
she
that was good.
wanted equal pay.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
And Al was the star, right? He was the
Peg was pretty good,
The,
but
the
yeah.
two main stars, and she has what, a couple lines a show.
Sometimes
The
she's not
neighbor?
even in an episode.
Demanding
Yeah, remember the neighbor?
same pay. She was saying it's sexist. Like, why is he getting more than me? And this is my good friend John Preston. We went to school together. You were, what year did you graduate?
99.
So you're in between Anthony and Nick.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I graduated in 97. But we were on the wrestling team together,
We
right?
were.
You were a pretty tough guy, right?
Yeah, I did okay.
You did all right. You're tough.
We had a lot of fun together.
Yeah, we did. And John is the principal of which elementary school?
Gerald Ford Elementary School in Indian Wells, California.
Wait a minute. Is that yeah, they just got a named 2025 Most Distinguished School, right? The Distinguished Award?
Yeah, we did. We won our California Distinguished School Award, and we were one of only 6 elementary schools in Riverside County to get the award, and we're really proud of it. I've been at Ford since 2015, so 2 years as an AP, and this is my 9th year as principal.
Wow.
And it's going really great, yeah.
And what is your school doing well, in your opinion?
The best thing I think we do at Ford is we really create a school community where parents are involved. We have, I want to say, over 300 approved parent volunteers on campus, not on campus every day at the same time, but come on campus for events. We do a lot of community events. Academically, we're doing very well. We're number 1 in ELA, number 1 in math, number 1 in science. We have the lowest suspension rate and the lowest chronic absenteeism rate
Wow.
in the district, which is just phenomenal. We're doing all that with right around 63% socioeconomic disadvantaged students, which some people might not think of that when you think of Indian Wells. And
I
you
was
see
going to say that. Yeah.
you see the church next to you, and you see the tennis garden, and we partner with Grand Champions as well. But yeah, we're doing a great job. We really want to make school a fun place where kids want to come and learn by teachers who want to teach there at Ford.
That's great, man. And what brought you to want to be an educator? Because I would have never guessed that you'd be a principal one day. Not to, because you were like, you were the funny guy.
No.
When he said that you're coming on, he's like, "Oh, he's a principal." I'm like, "What? John Preston?"
No way. Yeah,
I mean, the reality is John and I were damn near best friends for your junior and senior year.
Yeah.
Like we were inseparable.
Yeah.
Day Festival never seen anything like us.
Yeah. We,
Abbott Costello or
you know, it's interesting, you know, my parents moved to the desert my dad moved here in the early 70s as a sheriff, Riverside County sheriff. And my mom moved out here in 1980 and became a teacher. So I grew up in that, you know, I was probably going to be in education or in law enforcement. And I hated school, man. I hated school. And we lived in Bermuda Dunes. So every year a new school opened, and every year I had to move to a new school. So I went to Kennedy, I went to Adams, I went to Truman, I went to Monroe, I went to La Quinta Middle, I went to Christian School of Desert, and then La Quinta High School. So
oh my gosh.
it was just hard, and I hated school. I had a very hard time reading, very hard time writing. I could always speak and talk and articulate my thoughts, but translating them onto paper. And then, so what did I do? I started to goof off and tell jokes, and
Hey, Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah,
the class
clown.
It was a problem. You were a class clown?
He was definitely a class clown.
I was a class clown.
I
Nick
was a class
clown. We
clown
were all
too.
3 class clowns.
Yeah. I
98, 99, and 2000.
I got to tell you, in Spanish
not a class
class,
Not you, Mike.
John and I would, the way the classroom was, the teacher was up here, Mr. Hoffman, here, and then there were some chairs facing this way, right? And John was over here and I was over here, and we would just look at each other and start laughing. We were told we weren't allowed to look at each other anymore. Then they took John and put him right in front of me so we couldn't look at each other, and he was so big. I raised my hand and said, Mr. Hoffman, I can't see the board because John's so big. And he, of course, sent me outside, came out there and said that it was a funny joke. But John and I could not be in the same room together. We would always get in trouble.
Yeah.
And John used to be, you were the heavyweight at the wrestling
I was,
team.
yes. I've lost just over 150 pounds.
Wow.
John, that's great.
That's so great.
Yeah.
For your
And
health.
Awesome.
I've kept it off for
Years.
almost 3 years. Yeah. It's been really good. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been great. And yeah, I just, like you said, how did I get it? I hated school. And, my goal was to take 2 years of math and never take math again. And then I ended up failing it. So I had to take it again. And then I got a D, and my mom's like, you have to get better in a D. So then I took it for a 3rd year. And then my counselor's like, well, you got to take 2 years of math. I'm like, I just took 3. She's like, only 1 counts. And so I had to take consumer math. Oh my gosh.
What's
like
that
6th
mean?
grade
It
level.
was so bad. And then I would just come up with these elaborate plans on how to get the hell out of class. And I remember one time, and it was in Mr. Hoffman's class, they came on the loudspeaker and they're like, band members, please report to the bus lane. And I'm like, Mr. Hoffman, I said, football season's over, wrestling's over. I'm not playing baseball this year. I said, but I joined the band. I got to go. We got to... I don't know. Do they band people do tournaments? I don't know what the hell they do.
They're
no
leaving
clue.
class.
I said, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I have to go. And he's like, what instrument do you play, John Henry? And I was like, oh, the oboe. Like, I don't know why I picked the oboe. And he's like, spell it. And I'm like, well, that's the dumbest question I've ever heard. OBO. And he's like, sit down. And I literally had all my stuff. I was like on the way out the door. I was like literally like so confident. Like, I'm pulling this over on old Mr. Hoffman.
Where were you going to go? Just hang out?
It doesn't matter where I was going to go. I wasn't going to be in class because I hated being in class. And that was during like the Wendy's campaign where they would be like, Dear Dave, I don't know if you remember that from the 90s.
Dave
so we
Thomas.
would always call him Dear Dave because his name was Dave Hoffman.
He
Great
hated
guy.
it.
Yeah, I know.
He got so upset.
I think so.
Stop calling me by first
Yes,
name.
I know. It was great. And, I think one time, didn't we escape from the class? We had people distracted. We got down
did.
on all fours and like crawled into the pod and tried to get out.
He was literally giving a full-on instruction, and
Yes.
John,
I'm like, let's go.
giant fat ass, is army crawling on the ground, and I'm behind him. I mean, and all the kids can see us, but somehow Dave didn't.
We made
seem to
it.
notice.
You made it out?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
escaped, baby.
we got
I
out
sent
into the pod.
Release
But
the
now,
hounds.
now that you're on the other side of it, like, what would you do if A, a student was like you, or B, even like called you by your first name? Do you care about that?
I don't really care. I think, my last name's Preston. So a lot of people, they fall into like Principal Preston, and like that, I don't know, it's kind of tacky. It's not my favorite thing, but like if there's kids around, they call me Mr. Preston. And if not, I'm like, call me John. Like,
Preston's also
But
first
but what
name.
about like,
yeah, we have, yeah.
have you I'm sure you've ran into a lot of mini yous like that remind you of you?
It's so fun. It's
Yeah?
so much fun.
Do you
like,
punish them? Put them
No,
in
you can give it back
detention,
to
or you're
them.
like, this is how you do it?
So there's a couple of schools of thought. Like when you get into middle schools and high schools, they have like a discipline matrix. And right, if you do this the first time, ed code protects the child. If you do it a second time, you can be on campus suspension or alternatives to suspension. And then third time, suspension or expulsion. So at the elementary school, we really have a lot of leeway. Like students come to my school at 4 years old, actually 3 years and 10 months. That's the first cutoff for transitional kindergarten. And then they go all the way to 11 or, almost 12 when they're in 5th grade, moving on to middle school. So I basically see them grow up for 7 years in front of me. And you have kids. Like I remember in 5th grade, I was in the Boy Scouts and we went to the Boy Scout Jamboree up the mountain, Herky Creek or something. And I got my Whittler's chip. And I got my pocket knife, and what do you think I did? The next day, I brought it to school, and I showed everyone, and I ended up getting suspended, and I was arguing with the principal. I'm like, no, I can have this. Boy Scouts of America says I'm safe. It didn't go over well in the 90s or the 80s, actually, but now it's a lot of working with the kids. Like we're really trying to teach them to be, good citizens and critical thinkers, and at our school, we have the best characteristics. So it's like be respectful, have empathy, show self-control, and try your best. Yeah. And we do teach that empathy part, and that's a learned skill. It's inherent in some people, but not most, especially nowadays. So, you get kids that, make mistakes. I think when I was 10, if we had social media or, tracking on the phone like they do now, like I'd be dead. Like I wouldn't. I don't know if I would I wouldn't meet the minimum qualifications for my position nowadays. But just falling in. When I went to school, I got my degree in physical education and kinesiology, and I coached. I coached wrestling and baseball, and at the elementary level, we did a lot of stuff with a lot of youth sports with the kids, and I just kind of worked my way up, and I thought I can do more than just the coaching aspect, and then I got into administration.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. Yeah. We've got almost 600 kids, and I've got like 85 staff members, and we have a great time. Every day I love coming to work. Yeah. There's been opportunities to promote or move up to middle or, even to the district office. And I don't have any desire. My daughter goes to school with me. My other 2 did go to school with me. So seeing them, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm proud of you because a lot of my friends that I grew up with, they just don't evolve and grow. They just kind of seem like the same. Not a lot. I would say 50%. And talking to you right now and then last time we spoke, like we're in high school. I mean, I don't think I've seen you since high school. So it's like a totally different John Preston.
He walked around the corner. It took me a second. I'm like,
hey, Anthony.
He's like, hi, Anthony. I'm like, hey. And then I'm like, whoa, John Preston.
The janitor walked in.
I literally thought it was like a helper or something.
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about, I dug into like how are schools doing? And nationally and in California, they're not doing too well. I'm not saying John's school may be doing great, but U.S. student performance has been flat or declining for years, especially in reading and math, which are the 2 most important subjects. The longest running academic monitor, NAEP, which is a national report card, shows reading scores for 4th and 8th graders falling in recent cycles, and 12th graders scores at the lowest levels since 1992. Only 35% of seniors, this is nationally, are proficient in reading, and only 22% in math.
That's crazy.
That is insane. 1 in 3 students in California, K through 12, meet English minimum standards. Minimum. And it's I don't know what the heck standards California has in there, but only 1 in 3 are doing this. So are you seeing this, or how does your school do compared to these national? Like what is your school's?
So those are national averages, right? Mm-hmm. And then California is, such a huge state.
Yeah.
Out here in the Coachella Valley, I think our district, my district that I'm in, Desert Sands, is, outperforming the other 2 neighboring districts. We have great professional development, and we build our employees' capacity like a lot. It's a big part of our job. My teachers are constantly getting up-to-date training, going to trainings, data planning days, backwards mapping, and working. But I think one of the big issues is, early literacy rates by 3rd grade. So that's the number one indicator. You hear a statistic, I don't know if it's, 100% true or not, that they project prison beds by the 3rd grade literacy rate.
What? Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is horrible.
Yeah. So it is like we have a huge initiative in our district for early literacy, and We do literacy nights. We do, read-alongs. We have small group instruction. We have targeted intervention, and it's all targeted towards getting kids literate by 3rd grade. And a big problem is nowadays is the engagement piece, right? We live in what I like to call a microwave culture. Everything is instantaneous. Everything is push button. I press the 30-second thing to warm something up for 30 seconds, and I have it instantaneously.
Instant gratification is technology, yeah.
Popcorn button. That's another one.
I remember my mom was a teacher. Yeah, the popcorn button, yeah. I remember, my mom was a teacher, so Apple gave her, an Apple II in 1980-something. So, I remember having 2 or 3 computers in our house when I was, 5 or 6 years old. So with playing Oregon Trail and Number Munchers and these fun games at a young age. But nowadays, your cell phone is more powerful than all those computers combined. And these kids have everything. I have 5-year-olds that come to school with cell phones.
Yeah.
And they have the world at their access. So answer me this. If you can gain access to knowledge, why do you have to retain it?
Exactly.
Right? So the shift needs to be made from spelling test and memorizing, times tables and being able to recite things to how do we decipher this information? How do we take this information and apply it? We want to be thinking and doing at the same time. You want to hit those quadrants simultaneously, and that's where you see the higher order of thinking and the production, right? If you can gain access to that information, it doesn't need to take up a lot of bandwidth in your brain. But on the flip side of that is you have to know the process on how to understand that information. You have to know the algorithms. You have to know how to break down the sentences and the words and be able to spell and phonemic awareness to be able to be literate. So there's a fine line. I think we grew up in a golden age where we had technology and we grew up with it and it evolved with us. And nowadays kids go to any restaurant. You see a kid on a tablet in a baby carrier.
And that's why I'm glad you brought that up, because that was my concern when I was in school. Like, I was bored. I felt I was never going to use any of this, right? I want to learn how to read and I want to be able to do math. But all this extra trigonometry and this and memorizing facts that I forget the next week, because you got to memorize these 50 definitions and terms, and then the next week another 50, and you totally forget them. And I was fucking right. When I graduated high school and I was going to go to college, I said, no, I'm not going to go to college. I'm just going to go out and work. And there was so much I was completely unprepared for the real world, completely unprepared. No one taught me anything about taxes or credit or how to apply for a loan. How do I start a business? How do I manage employees if I do start a business? Competition, morals. Like, there's totally lacking. They don't teach you that. Like, our kids get taught it because they're in a religious Catholic private school. But we didn't have any of that. That should be taught in the home too, but it should be reinforced in schools. So I think the entire education system, K through 12, needs to be redone. Yeah. Because they're getting, you show up here, you stand over here, go over here, learn what I tell you to learn, memorize what I tell you to learn. There's no flexibility. Some kids might have talent in art. Other kids might be really good with mechanics. You should assess them and be like, wow, you're really good about taking computers apart or machines, and you're going to learn how to build engines and do this. And I don't want to do that. I'm good at art. So you go over here and be an artist. Right? There's so the whole system needs to be restructured. And when you look at some of these pays, the pay salaries that some of these folks are getting, and the budget that California throws at education, if I was a superintendent or I was I don't know, the governor or somebody, I'd do a roundtable and be like, guys, we're going to think outside the box and we're going to come up with a new way to teach our students so that they can be prepared for the real world and also all the technology that's coming, because it's continuing to evolve at rapid pace. But the fact that only 33% of students that graduate in California can read at minimum standards worries the hell out of me.
Yeah.
That's insane. Insane. play this clip right here. And this is like not to make fun of people, but it's to make fun of people.
Can we laugh at them?
They have been failed by the educators,
like laughing,
and by the state.
Let's see.
Then I can't watch.
But check this out.
Can you tell me what time this is?
2:10.
Yes. Can you point to where we are?
I got you. We around here, the whole thing.
How many moons does the Earth have?
1.
Are you sure?
Oh, the Earth.
Yeah, the Earth.
12.
Yes. Nice. What country is the Panama Canal in?
Italy.
Yeah. Do you know who the first president of the USA was?
No, I don't.
Give me your best guess.
I really don't. Oh, wait. Is it Abraham Lincoln?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, and we're gonna play these for the whole show. I've got like 4 of these.
Yeah,
but this guy is very funny, but it's sad too. Like you watch it, you laugh, but I'm like, they don't even know how many moons we have.
And you could see it almost every night. Almost.
You ask most people
Except
how many
for the new
states we have, and they say 52. Like that's the majority. 70% of people that you ask how many states, they say 52.
I know how to solve most of it, and maybe you can reinforce me on this one. But I heard Drag Queen Story Hour helps with literacy. Thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
What are your thoughts?
Pass.
Hard pass. I'm not going to give a thought on that.
You have to cut that out.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Me?
Yeah.
I could talk about Drag Queen Story Hour.
Well, I was going to say, Mike, you should have failed trigonometry and joined me in consumer math, where I did learn how to do a 1040 easy and do a car loan.
you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, there
Kenny
was it?
Snell. Remember Kenny Snell?
You know,
That's
I
crazy.
actually
They
Kenny,
taught you that there?
Yeah,
Because that's his stuff. Like
That's why he's so successful.
I
He
never
was in
understood
consumer math.
why.
consumer math, baby.
I never
think I got
understood
like a
why
B
they don't
in it.
teach us the basics of even balance. Back then, it was balancing a
civics.
checkbook, just anything, or civics, or ethos, stuff like that.
But you
now
know
what?
Okay.
Now with the Department of Education is being shut down, right?
That's
not being shut down. It's in bankruptcy. We're redoing it, right?
Well, there's a lot of misunderstanding of what the
Tell us,
Department
Nick.
of Education is as a federal, agency, and it really has been just really brought down to its bare bones. So it's not completely gone, and what they do is not, they don't run every single aspect of education.
But what is
Right,
that?
John?
I was going to say, like, what is? Does that have any effect or what?
It's funny you say that. So this summer, my wife and I, we went on an Alaskan cruise. It was the first cruise we ever been on.
Love
and
Alaska.
we were, you sit at a table with other people and you eat, and we were having a cocktail, and these people, they were from Georgia. I think they were from Georgia, and they were real funny, and we were hanging out. You go around, what do you do? And they said, oh, education. She asked me the same question. She goes, what impacts have you had from the Department of Ed being shut down? And I said, none.
Zero.
Absolutely none.
Zero.
I had
another
zero.
Yeah.
From my day-to-day of operating of my school, for when I go to meetings at the district office, to our professional development, I have had zero impact. Now, there might be financial impacts coming down because there's Title I, II, and III funding that are tied to categoricals that's from the federal. And if you don't meet the criteria for that funding, they can pull funding or even take funding back, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the details of all that, but from me operating a school, from the physical plant of the school to running the education, there's been zero hiccups and zero entities.
The other thing, and you could answer this off the air if this is going to get you in trouble. I want you to just be honest here. The lottery is a total farce, isn't it? None of that's going to the education system, is it? I knew you guys were thinking of that. Because a lottery, you buy a lottery ticket and they split it, and that person won 1.8 billion, but he walked with what 800 million, or what was it?
You get about 33%.
Either way,
taxes, so
but it's all supposed to go to education, right? That's the whole point of the California lottery is set up to. Yeah, that's
No,
what
I
the
know
lottery
that
is.
that's what they say.
But I mean,
I don't know
how
how
could
much
it be that
goes
it's
to
making
it.
so
It
much
probably
money?
goes into the general fund.
Yeah, so I have funding strings. I don't have a lottery funding string, but that would be great. But I do know that a lot of that goes back to like literacy, and a lot of that would go into like books in the library and the media center through districts, and how they chose to appropriate that.
But again,
I was half kidding,
if my job, and I owned a company, and my job was to educate kids to read, and only 33% read, I'd lose my job.
Yeah.
And instead of tightening and raising standards and doing something different to fix it, and it's not all the educators' fault, the parents and parent involvement and all that are really important. But I kind of dug into like, well, why? What's going on? And one of the reasons is we keep lowering the lowering expectations and accountability. So we used to have No Child Left Behind, where it was strict annual testing, and you had to pass these tests to graduate. And if you needed extra help, they got you extra help. That all went away.
That was under Bush.
And now you have Every Student Succeeds Act in California, which basically dilutes performance standards. So these kids are graduating and they cannot read or write or do math.
It's almost
and
like
then they
it's
throw them out in the wild in the open environment, and these guys they can't compete, right?
Well, to the point of that, to piggyback off of it, John, I kind of want to know your opinion on this because you run an elementary school in California, and our neighbor, Oregon, and then you go up to Washington. They're much more liberal when it comes to their education systems. And I don't know if it has taken effect, but I heard that they were going to remove the grading system of some extent to make sure that these youth are passed through practically no matter what, because they said it was a disadvantage to minority communities to have a grading system.
This is the Oregon and Washington doing that,
I
or
believe
California?
it's within. No, not us. It's either Oregon or Washington. Have you heard anything about that? Or
I haven't heard anything about that. I know that during like COVID and when we were doing distance learning and hybrid, we had some conversations about participation, like pass fail and stuff like that, because it's hard to get accurate, description of like what students are actually learning, what their knowledge obtained, right, and what they can produce. I know at the elementary level they did get rid of A, B, C, D, and A, B, C's and F's, right? So
they did.
Yeah, so now
so tell us about that. What they did?
What? Yeah. So
wasn't there a time though a grade that we went through where it was just like satisfactory and unsatisfactory?
Yeah. So now we have 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Okay.
So 4 would be equivalent to an A.
We could call that A, B, C, D.
But this is the out of box thinking that we don't need. Okay, so instead of like tightening standards and making it tougher, and now everybody's putting pressure on me because only a third of the kids can read, I'm gonna say, well then, let's lower the standards and like get everybody through because of ABC, racism, or this or that. That's not helping anyone. And now it's like, instead of ABCs, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the same thing. Like that's.
It is also the same outside thinking of getting rid of the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. They don't want to be using those titles anymore. So now they say first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
That's called England. We don't like that.
Well, they do that. That's a very real thing. The other thing I'm really curious to know, John, is about all of the the AI. One of my very good friends is a teacher at Desert Hot Springs, and majority of the time when he teaches English, he says now it's not even the students aren't being critically thought anymore because they're having a machine do it. Now they have machines or programs that are trying to read and decipher if they've used it, and it's now timing. So now on he could see in live form when the student is actually typing, if they make mistakes, and go back, and that's how he knows they didn't use it. But now kids are printing, having AI write something up, they print it, put it next to it, and they type it as they read it. So now the students are actually being smarter to try to get in front of it. Is this a problem that you have to face in your school yet?
I mean, talk about critical thinking, right? That's like one step ahead of the next person, right? Every time, I mean.
Good job, kid.
Yeah, that's pretty ingenious. At the elementary level, it's not an issue, but I think at the middle and the high school level, it's becoming more of an issue. ChatGPT is a phenomenal tool. I use it a lot of times. I'll throw create a flyer for me for the school, or I can put like a calendar invite with stuff's going on. It'll help me be more streamlined, but I'm using it as a function of my profession, not to earn something. Our district is great. I think we are really working and trying to stay ahead of the AI curve. We use the Google platform, so students have the ability to use Gemini on a limited basis, and ChatGPT and other AIs are blocked through our firewall. But even as an administrator, I brought in one of our technology TOSA. TOSA stands for Teacher on Special Assignment. I brought in our technology TOSA and had her do an AI lesson during one of our staff meetings, because the more the teachers know about it, the more they can start using it. And, it's a great tool, but it doesn't replace like learning and critical thinking. moving forward.
And that's with education, just reading a book, just sitting down reading a book expands your mind, right? And your imagination and creates pathways through your neurons. And the same with math. So math, like, I deal with math every day. Every day I'm doing math problems, right? In my head or on my computer. But learning how that math works and breaking it down, again, creates problem-solving skills. So, yeah, I don't need to, this trigonometry formula. I will never use this.
Quadratic.
But by you going through this, it actually creates pathways in your brain, which makes you more intelligent to deal with some other issue. For some reason, that pathway is clicked on, and now you figure out something on your own. The thing with AI is it'll dumb down our entire society if we use it all the time and we use it as a crutch. So I caught my daughter like using AI, and she's like, "Oh, well, they didn't teach me this. I'm like, give me your phone. You're here to learn and be a smarter woman when you get older. If you use this, you might as well just drop out now. Just drop out. Put that down. Write the story yourself. Just do it yourself. If you want to use AI to tighten up your story or something and change some words around, great, but do it yourself. I've got friends that use AI for everything.
There's that one friend that everything you say, they're cross-checking it. You can't even tell a story anymore. They just cross-check it with ChatGPT. I'm like, wow, that was 500 million gallons of water you just wasted on that one. There.
Well, they're using it to read their emails, to respond to emails. They won't even like texts. They'll do it and they'll respond. I can tell. You can read it. Well, like, this guy's an AI.
Well, you could tell because I caught this at the place where I work. Some of the department heads,
they bold words and they put parentheses.
Right, but some of the ways you can see it is it always starts off with, "I hope this email finds you well," or the dash in between. It's like the long dash instead of just
they use a long dash throughout it. So
so it's they're identifiers that the staff are doing. So I made mention to it. I was like, everyone should make sure you're writing your own emails and responding properly because it's bad. I mean, this is a really high level institution, and these are department heads doing it.
There are ways though that you can, you write an email out and you just press that little AI button in the corner, and it'll redo it for you.
It'll redo, but you got to just do it. You got to do it yourself.
It up, and I think it's okay. In those
so I think education should be focused on those fundamentals, and then let's see what the kid's into and help put them in a direction. And maybe there's like 5 different general categories where this is more art driven. This is more of a math. This guy's like engineering. So whatever, right? So they can like develop what they.
And also and I think that's something that RFK mentioned it. Who mentioned it? Someone mentioned about bringing back, what are those classes, like, workshop classes and car and automobile, to kind of start setting up the next generation on jobs that were deemed, everyone needs to go to college. Everyone needs, you're focused on that, we lost all the basics, because we talked about this a few episodes ago, basic skills of carpentry and auto mechanics and things like that, which is pretty much where a lot of people are going. They need to go.
Did you watch the South Park where the plumber or something is like a billionaire in the town, and everybody wants to hire because like he's in demand because he's the only guy that can fix anything.
He's the only one that knows how to do anything.
He's rolling around like in a Bentley, and everybody's like, "Please help me with my house." He's like, "I'm busy for the next 2 months." It's like the best episode, but it's true.
Well, do you allow phones in the school? Like, are kids allowed to have cell phones, or do you lock them up or something?
California Ed Code allows students to possess phones, but our policy is off and away during the day.
And that's just obviously just has to be enforced.
Yep.
And then do you see anything on the horizon of hands-on? What's that? Those
shop class.
Like what's that called? It's called something. I forget what it's called. Like day laborer preparation
class. That's what it's called.
So in the state of California, we have what's called CTE, which is Career Technical Education, and there's pathways, and it usually starts right around 8th grade, and they funnel up into the high school. So, for example, La Quinta High School has a culinary CTE program,
I remember
you
that.
have to apply for that, and you have to get in there, and they have a medical pathway. They have a public safety pathway, kind of like old ROTC, right?
Right.
Amistad, which is one of our continuing education, they have an auto body shop. They have a wood shop.
But Amistad, if it's still the same, that's where people would go if they get kicked out of the
Yeah,
Is it
if you
still
get
that way? If you
expelled,
get expelled from
It's an alternative, but
it's an
there are
alternative.
people that go for those programs.
education.
Okay.
those kids are going to make the most money.
They're
in the
going to
future.
make the most
They will
money.
make the
Do you know,
most
I mean,
money.
they said
The
the
trades.
first one that's gone are like programmers, which everyone put on this level of like, you need to learn how to program, They're gone. They're gone. I think it was the head of NVIDIA
my
said that
son
recently.
will
Like he's
still
done.
learn to code because he wants to code and create apps and programs. And I said, you were going to have to learn to code because if you depend on this AI and you want to start, let's say, a safety net company is what I want to do. So we do security, and hopefully he can grow the company to do it for countries and big corporations to combat AI. Because that's going to be a growing field. When AI gets a little crazy or people are using it to break into computers and all of us are sitting around because they told us no one needs to learn how to code, no one's going to be able to protect our world. So you can end up making a company that's very valuable that can actually save lives one day, but you got to learn how to code. So he's going to learn to code. But I agree, he's not going to go work for somebody because no one needs a coder, but he's going to start his own company, whether he creates video games or whatever he wants to do. But, yeah, getting back to this, I think teachers right now are teaching like to the tests, right? They teach so the kids can pass the test, right? Instead of teaching critical thinking.
Right.
I mean,
Or no?
you teach to the standard,
Mm-hmm.
and the test is based off the standard.
Yeah.
So, like at our school site, we have it's called win time, and it's a 40-minute block of time, and every grade level has it, and it's a targeted tier 2 intervention block. Before the win cycle starts, teachers will get together, they'll identify essential standard that they're going to be working on, and they give all the students in their grade level what's called a CFA, a common formative assessment. Then we take the bottom 10% of those students on that one standard, and we go to targeted tier 2 instruction, where they have small group instruction to try to gain that skill. And then the other students, the next group up, they get remediation or reteaching of that standard, right? Because they did okay on the test, but not great. They didn't meet the standard. Then the students who have met the standard, what are we going to do with them? We're going to split them up with the other teachers, and they're going to get enrichment opportunities during that 40-minute time. So no one's missing core instruction. I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't a great reader, so they sent me to another class. But what happened was I went to that other class. They helped me learn how to read. But when I'd go back, I'd miss all the new instruction.
Yeah.
So it's this continuous cycle where I could never catch up.
Yeah.
And even if I did catch up, I still wasn't be able to perform as my peers in the classroom.
Yeah.
So we've kind of modeled this at my school site, and other school sites have developed it as well. It's a really great tier 2 program. And then at the end, you post-test those kids. You give them the same assessment. Only the kids that went to the remediation and the intervention.
Yeah.
You post-test them, and then as a staff, we get together in our staff meetings and we share out that data and best practices. And that's some of the best learning that comes from it. You know, sometimes 4th grade will get up there and be like, you know, we tried this strategy and it didn't work, so we're going to go back to the drawing board. And then another grade level will be like, you know what, we tried that, and then we added this on top of it, and that's when we saw the results. So the real learning comes from when teachers get together and they have professional learning communities and they work in a team and they share best practices, not work in isolation where, you know, if all 4 of us are on a grade level team and Anthony has the best scores, well, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to check my ego and go to Anthony and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because we have the same class makeup. We have the same amount of English learners. We have the same amount of low, medium, and high students, give or take, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing instructional-wise to get these results? And when teachers come together and then they have support from the district and from instructional coaches, that's where a lot of the growth comes from. So schools that are performing well and making a lot of growth, they have robust PLC cycles, and they're always continuous learning and getting better and better. But
I think that this is why
doesn't always happen.
But this is why your school is outshining a lot of schools, right, in the state and even in our valley, because you went through K through 12 and didn't have a good experience, right? But yet you
I had
became
a lot of fun.
You had no, but I'm talking about the education, right? You had fun, but the system kind of failed you if you were struggling and couldn't catch up and it wasn't fair and you couldn't, and you're trying to get out of class. It's like you could have slipped through those cracks and just, not been where you are today, but you went back at it and you got your degree and you went into education. And now look at you, you're in a place where you can change the system because you experienced the failure. So
Yeah.
like, I don't think teachers were doing that back when we were in school. It's like, dude, I didn't even study once and I got A's. Like I didn't do any homework. And I got A's.
Well, when we
A's.
moved here, I was in 5th grade, and when I moved here, we came from New Jersey, and New Jersey had a higher standard of education. And when I moved here, I came here as basically I was the type of student where my mom had to go to the teacher and like make them pass me.
He was so bad.
They kept trying to hold me back because I just wasn't smart in school. I was what they call now bored.
Yeah, you were bored.
Yeah.
So they weren't challenging.
I've heard that before.
And so, but I come here and I was on like a 9th grade level. I was getting straight A's.
I got straight
all
A's.
the way through 9th grade or 10th grade, I think it was. And when 10th grade hit, it hit. Because I went through those years of just not doing anything.
That's where my crash was 10th grade.
10th grade,
Also, you moved here and you were in 7th grade. I was in 5th grade.
Was I in 7th grade? Oh, I was in 7th grade. I'm sorry. So yeah, 7th grade.
And I was in
La
8th, but I
Quinta middle.
tested like senior level.
I don't know why I said
like
5th.
12th
Yeah, 7th.
grade.
But when I remember
math, I was in college level, and I was in 8th grade.
Well, I was in New Jersey. They call it intermediate, so it was like there wasn't the middle school. It was like
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
Yeah.
And I was in like these electives where I was learning architectural design at 7th grade.
Remember how nice the schools were
Remember how
too?
beautiful
But also,
the
it was
schools
kind
are?
of crazy
It
because
was
when
nice. It was like a college campus.
I don't know how I missed it, but there was a big core of math that I just didn't get to yet in New Jersey. And when I got to California, they already taught it.
Yeah.
So I think it was like heavy duty long fractions or whatever. It was percents and fractions, but like
It was
advanced level.
factoring. It wasn't that hard.
No. Let me tell you,
I knew nothing
I
about
knew
when I
nothing
got
about
here.
it. So when I got to Gerald Ford, where you're principal now, I went to elementary school there. I legitimately had no idea what they were doing, and it haunted me all the way through. I am
I could
terrified
relate.
of math, and now looking on my quick education is that math was always my fear. I know you hated math too. We hated math together, but when I got all the way through junior college, when I went to UC San Diego, my undergrad, when I went to USC for my graduate studies, I always feared math, especially statistics, because it has a lot of fractions and things in it. And for my degree, I had to take advanced math every year all the way through my graduate program. And I don't know how I got an A every time. But still to this day, if you ask me how to do if Mike said, here's $1 million or solve this long division problem, I'm going to have to hand him the $1 million back because I have no idea how to do it.
But what's good is
you
like
need to use AI.
Yeah, same thing happened to me in New Jersey. I took one day off of school once, and that day I was missing, they did the J in cursive. I didn't learn the J. I didn't know how to do the J. And my name is Anthony John Meade. I didn't know how to do John in cursive for years.
Nobody knows how to do it anymore now.
Now no one knows how to do it, so I caught up.
I remember in math, one of my math teachers was like, Michael, you're never, ever going to have a calculator in your pocket. You got to learn this, right?
Yeah, and now we all have one. Yeah, I showed them.
Calculator
I'll show
right
you
here.
It's like another day of my life. I never used a quadratic formula.
One more day. Take that, Pythagorean.
It's funny.
All right, show us one of these. Show us those stupid kids on the street.
Let's see another.
Stupid kids.
No,
on the
don't want to
street.
make fun of the kids. Let's
Come
laugh
on.
at some kids.
On the street.
How many hours make up one day?
Hours make up one day. That would be an hour make up one day.
Around how many hours? You had to guess.
I'll say 1 hour.
Yes. Do you know what 3 times 3 times 3 is?
3 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3, 18.
Yes. If you had to guess, around how many people are on Earth right now?
1 billion.
How many?
1 billion.
How many dimes make up $1?
How many dimes?
Yeah.
25?
Yes.
Okay, I have to admit, I probably would have gotten that 3 by 3 by 3
I
wrong.
was doing
What is
I
it?
thought they got it right.
I thought they got it right too.
Here,
What
let's
is
put the principal on.
I'm so bad at math. You know they
Well,
did
3 times 3 is 9. So that's
oh,
where she that was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In math,
yeah,
she got the first step wrong, and then
Yeah.
Thank you,
and then
Mr.
it's got
Preston.
worse. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Preston. I was in the
Principal
military
Preston.
when they, and I went to go back to school in the military college, and I couldn't get through it. Also, I went to go see if I can get on Ritalin or something, because they said I went to a therapist. His name was Colonel Beaver. Never forget that. And Colonel Beaver put me through my first IQ test, which I guess some states do. I guess I never had an IQ test. Did you have an IQ test?
No.
And they put me through it, and they didn't do it like, oh, you have a whatever 100 or whatever it is. They just give percentile of where you are in society of each category, and they're like, well, you're here, you're like very smart here, very smart here. And they said, for math, I'm borderline retarded. And he used the word retarded. I'm borderline. That's what he said. He said, I go, well, how am I supposed to fix it? He goes, good news is, by the other things that you're good at, tricks, you're smart enough to figure it out. That's what he said. And they didn't put me on Ritalin because the military would not, we do not prescribe speed in the military. Airmen.
Well, when at College of the Desert.
Anyway, that's my long story.
When I was in College of the Desert, they give you an evaluation exam to place you into your classes.
Yeah.
And so when I did it, you test into college level English, and then you can pass on. The math, I tested, no joke, into 7th grade math.
Wow. Makes me feel
math
good.
57.
So I always thought Nick was a smart one.
But they don't do it anymore. They don't do the evaluation. Everyone now goes in at college level.
No.
Not kidding.
Do you think it's, if you want to wear a tin foil hat, which we do every once in a while on this show.
Bring out the tin foil.
If you bring out the hat, the little guy comes out. And so it's almost by design to keep the society a little bit more dumb.
Okay, so in math, my junior year was my sister's freshman year. And we were in the same Algebra 1 class because I retook it.
I know. No way.
And do you remember back in the day when they would put like your student ID number and then your grade next to it and like they would rank everything?
Yeah,
and like Kate
on the window.
Kate always had an A. And like to your point, Mike, you said like I didn't even try and I was getting A's. Like my sister's so highly smart and I worked so hard to get a C to make it into consumer math next year.
C, consumer.
But
I did have someone tell me once that, grades are not accurate reflections of knowledge obtained. Like
True.
I worked harder to get that C than she did for the A because we came in different levels at different people. So grades aren't the end all of end all. And I tell that to parents all the time. I tell that to my own 3 daughters all the time, that it's really about being intrinsically motivated to continue to become a better person in all aspects. In your academics and your social and emotional behavior and how you work and interact and treat other people.
But that's also in academic fields. Like I was in political science and I would have a lot of these other friends in school that would be like, oh, it's easy to get A's in poli-sci. I was like, actually, there are people in engineering they're tremendous at math, so it's kind of easy for them. And you might be really struggling to write paper. We write a lot of papers.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't write very well. And it's going to be just as difficult for you to get through political science because you're just not good at that skill set versus somebody, just because it's engineering versus, a liberal arts or something, there's difficulty in all fields.
That's the great thing about secondary education in college because you get to pick what course of study you want to do that interests you, right? You don't have to take all the courses. I mean, you have to take your gen ed stuff, but once you get into your specific field, like that's why when I got to college, I went from, graduating with a C average to going to the honor roll in college. And I'm like, I never made an honor roll in my life. I was like, look, Mom, I did it.
She put the bumper sticker on for her college student.
I was like a 21-year-old freshman. I made the honor roll.
It's funny because Nick said that statistics was difficult. And I was just as dumb as Nick, apparently, obviously now, as in math. And I thought statistics was the easiest course I ever took because I knew how to add to 100 and I just made up all the rest of the numbers. Well, I never took one survey of anyone in any of our classes, and I got a straight A in that thing. I was the
higher level statistics. They do letters. There's letters everywhere, like Greek.
Oh
letters.
yeah, no, this was just basic
it's
statistics
very
in
difficult.
college.
I remember those on the calculator. Didn't know what they did.
Let's do a little trivia game with you guys.
Oh,
and the winner is going to win
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 trillion.
A pint glass from Meade Public House.
I don't know what you're going to win, but it's going to be fantastic.
Oh man,
we're going to look
if
dumb
Mr.
right
Preston
doesn't
win.
We don't have like a bell or anything, so I'm just going to kind of don't say anything unless you know the answer and just, I don't know, raise your hand.
I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be so confident that I'm going to do well. I told
very,
you my
very
backstory.
smart. He's very smart.
Okay, you both like math, so these are all math questions.
The thing on this show, you have to just agree that Mike's right.
Are you guys ready for the game?
Yeah, let's go.
Jim was thinking he would beat everybody.
Put on the music. He's going to put the music on.
We're supposed to dance. Just kidding, we're not. Not
All right, guys, you ready?
All right.
This is for a lot of money.
I hope it's all
These
about
are like sixth grade.
Oh no.
It's sixth grade education.
My school only goes to fifth.
Yeah, but yeah.
John
Really?
tapped out already.
Like
These are fifth grade.
I didn't learn this stuff since last century. Is when I learned this stuff.
But the actual, like, I'm gonna do some that are kind of like tricky questions, so you got to think about it, and then some that are just very basic sixth grade that you guys should all just know.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, you got to raise your hand and you got to tell me the answer right away. Okay. A doctor gives you 3 pills.
Oh God.
And says take 1 pill every 30 minutes. How long will it take and finish all the pills?
An hour and a half.
No.
Okay.
You take the first pill. 30
1
minutes
hour.
later, you take the second.
Okay.
1 hour.
That's a riddle.
It's more of a riddle. Okay. Now we're going to go.
I have a memory of a goldfish. I didn't even know the beginning by the time you were
I was just gonna.
I was like, what did he say? How many pills? What?
I was gonna look at John. I was gonna look at John and just go,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yes. That's it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
John
Mike,
has
just say-
-1 now.
Okay.
Okay. You're
But what if-
-1. They are beating you right now.
What
Yeah.
if you ate something, you had to wait half an hour? In my scenario, you have to take this pill with food.
Yeah.
What?
No?
This sounds like something you'd tell a teacher when
Here
you
goes
were in
academic-
school.
yeah.
Your future pay depends on this one.
All right, this one's pretty easy. If you multiply any number by 0, what is the answer?
0.
Zero.
Good, you got one. That's
Wait a-
pretty easy. Okay.
See,
Next one.
comes back.
It all just floats back.
Oh, there's
Show
another riddle.
off. We don't like
What
riddles.
gets wetter? What gets wetter the
Sounds
more it
dirty.
dries? Anthony?
Water?
What?
I don't know.
Yes.
A towel.
A towel.
That's how.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
fun
it
one.
gets wetter the
So,
more
okay.
it dries.
All right, this
No,
one's
the more
easy.
you
This
dry.
one's
That
easy.
makes
How
no
many
sense.
months have 28 days?
1 month.
No.
How many months have 28? Oh, they all
All of
do.
them.
They all do.
They all
Just
do.
a couple of the months have more days.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
I'm not that dumb. This would make me look real dumb. You didn't bring me on here for my
But these
expertise.
are like riddles. These aren't like
Yeah,
the
Mike.
actual-
These
Okay,
aren't
I
riddles.
can give you-
I want to know, like,
all right.
who's the 6th president?
All right,
and
what's larger?
me?
A half or a quarter? Anthony.
A quarter.
No.
Oh, man.
A half. It's a half. Half
Wait,
is
wait,
what-
wait, wait.
Half is,
What's larger, a half or a quarter?
it's a half.
Yes.
I'll put you on the
Half.
goddamn video with the
It's
guy.
a half.
Half is
I
2
couldn't
quarters.
believe that you just said that.
No, I was thinking of
You-
gauges.
You
So now
really
you're back
are an
to
idiot.
0, right? Did you get one right?
No, he didn't. He's
Yes, I
down
did.
2.
You got
No,
one right.
I got
No,
the
he
first
said 1 month.
No, but
Oh,
I
yeah, that
corrected
was wrong.
myself
Too
really
wrong.
fast.
He's got 2 wrong. And
no,
he's
I
got 1 wrong.
The quarter thing.
Negative
can we
2,
take the quarter one
negative
out?
I
one.
said
I
all of them on the
misunderstood
month,
that
so
one.
I'm at even.
I
You
misunderstood
gotta
the
raise your
quarter
hand.
one, and
I'm
that
at
makes me
2.
look stupid.
You got one right.
I just got the neck.
I know how many moons there are. Continue.
Only one person gets the answer.
Okay.
Nick
Well, I got
has,
1.
by the way, Nick has been cheating since day 1 on everything. So I'm
I
not.
cheated in math. I gotta just say this.
And in Risk
remember when
and
they put the
Monopoly.
remember when they put the pink walls between you? Mr. Solway's 6th grade, La Quinta Middle School, the greatest teacher of all time. God rest his soul. I miss the guy. Jonathan Knight was like a mathematician, and Jonathan, since my Meade and Knight were next to each other, he would sit at my table all the time, and he would literally do his, and he'd slide his under, and then have me slide mine under, and he would do mine and put my name on it and slide it back, and then I would get A's in Mr. Solway's class.
And that,
Thank
and
you,
if
Jonathan.
you take the butterfly effect, that means Nick didn't earn any of his degrees. He would have failed that, and it would have been a trickle. See?
I failed chemistry
And the next question. You guys ready? You got to raise your hand. I got to call on you. Come on, John. You got this one. If water freezes, does it gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same? Anthony?
I didn't raise my
You
hand.
raised your hand. You don't want to answer? Do you want to? Nick?
I believe it stays the same.
It does stay the same. Good job.
Damn, I should have said that.
Freezing changes the state of matter, not the amount of matter. It stays the same weight.
Ask how many moons we have. I know this one.
I'm not going to do it.
Say 12?
She said 12.
I think she thought
Okay,
months.
ready? What's the main reason we have day and night on Earth?
It's because of our rotation.
Thank you. This guy has a master's degree from USC. See what they did? You're smart.
Good job, Nick.
Come on, John. You got this one. Should I do another riddle?
He's just fat. No more riddles.
This
Ask
one's good.
things
He's
about
Like
history.
Smeagol. That's Smeagol.
If it's not about World War II, I don't know the answer.
9.
If you drop a yellow hat into the Red Sea, what does it become?
Wet.
Yes.
He just stole my answer. I went
the
wet.
beads are killing you, bro. Come on,
John,
man.
you heard me say wet. I didn't raise my hand.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll be like,
You
read
got this one. Listen, John's got this one.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's give
ready?
it to
He's
him.
got PTSD.
Which
I've
is
already
heavier?
completed school.
Which is heavier, 1 pound of feathers or 1 pound of bricks?
They're both 1 pound.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Good job. He did it. He's out of the negative.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last question, guys. Let me see what we got here. Should I ask a hard one?
Those weren't hard.
I mean, we're all
Guys are
failing
taking
over
black
here.
eyes on these.
We're doing worse than the California literacy rate over here.
Okay, this is
All talking shit. No.
So this is 10th grade. This is 10th grade.
Whoa,
Oh,
You guys-
Hey,
in New Jersey
you
or
guys are-
California?
This is 10th grade.
That was a long
in
time ago.
Mississippi. No. Does an object with constant speed have constant velocity? Anthony.
Hey,
I never took physics.
constant speed of constant velocity? No,
Why?
because of friction.
No. Do you know?
I would say no because there could be drag, there
Yeah, that's
could
what I
be tailwind, there could
Friction.
be going uphill, downhill, could be going like a boat is in water. A boat's always like going uphill. It has to propel something in order to go forward. I would say no.
Nick, do you know? What's your answer?
I'd like to call a friend.
ChatGPT.
He calls
So
me up.
it is.
I'm like 1 moon.
So the answer is no.
No.
Velocity includes direction. So you can have something going in a circle, right? But it maintains the same speed.
I was way off.
What?
That was a 10th
Oh,
grade.
circle. Does
This
it
is only
maintain?
10th grade.
That
guys.
makes
That
no
was like-
sense.
that was a
Wait,
physics.
bro.
I never made it to physics.
I never took physics.
Physics.
Earth science and life science.
You give me
Those are the
social
fun-
studies,
I
I'm going to whoop
moved on.
everyone's ass right here. And Nick maybe because he was jealous of me and now he knows more about
Here
it.
he goes.
This
See?
one's pretty. This
Got
one's
to the
pretty
root
easy.
of it.
We'll do one more and then we'll show another video because those are fun.
And then a steak dinner.
Why does a metal spoon feel colder than a wooden spoon, even if they're both the same temperature? Anthony
Because of the laws of conduction.
and Nick.
Is it because heat transfers?
No, I mean it does. These are all facts, but this. Is not
I
the
was
reason.
right.
So metal conducts heat better.
The law of conduction.
He did say
That's
the law
what
of
he did
conduction.
say.
No, I didn't like your answer.
I agree. I
Mike's
didn't like your answer
I
either.
like responding with the correct answer. Johnny,
So
is he
who
right?
won? Chris, who
Oh,
won?
I won.
I won.
I think John won.
Wait
No,
a minute,
I
I
won.
pulled out at the end there. I had the last like 3.
He did have
No,
the
no,
last streak.
no. Ask over here. You got to go to the judge in the
Hey,
back.
you
You got
go
to do a
with
tally
me.
on the bottom. A tally.
I'm here every week. I make the mead in the middle.
Right now, we got a Preston.
All right, I'll do
Preston's
one
in the
last question.
Preston's
this is
in
for
the
the win.
Oh,
Nick probably is going to know this, but who's our Secretary of State? Anthony.
Marco Rubio.
How come you didn't?
Oh! Okay, who's the Vice President?
I got it.
JD
JD Vance.
Vance.
Boom. All right.
No, just keep going until one of us gets it wrong.
Okay, we'll keep going. We'll do a flash.
RFK Jr.
Who's the director of the FBI?
The Cash
Patel.
Patel.
That was Nick.
Yeah, but we both.
John, we got to jump on this, okay?
No,
Come on,
I'm
come on,
loving
keep going,
this.
keep going.
This is great.
How many terms can the governor serve in California before he turns out?
Two. Raise your hand.
No, we're just going.
How many senators are there in the United
50.
States?
100.
Good.
He said 50.
How many
50 states.
congressmen?
435.
Damn it. John,
I
you're
used
on.
to know them all. Do you know I used
How
to?
many states are
I
there?
used to write them all
50.
down.
Yes, John!
Get it?
All right, show the kids in New York that don't know how to spell up.
You know who fought in the Civil War?
Who fought in the Civil War?
Yeah.
North America versus South America.
True-ish.
Yes.
True-ish.
You know what country we gained our independence from?
Yeah, America.
Amen.
Yeah, like what country did America gain their independence from?
Say America again, please.
I don't know. I learned this in like 5th grade.
Maybe I have to take a guess.
I can't guess because then I'm gonna have a dumb answer. I can't.
What country?
He won't let it go.
won't let it go. Come on, say something silly.
Europe.
Yes.
Kind of.
I think our
Continent.
sister. I think
It's a continent.
our sister
I
might
know,
answer
but,
all
like-
these the same way.
Dude, we should have Jessica on. Jess, I hope you're watching.
Don't.
And we're going to do this trivia again.
We didn't. Oh, we didn't do
know,
any like
she's-
gym stuff. Do you know? I once
would get
had a
them.
hard time in New Jersey with my homework, math homework, and Jim wanted to go see a movie, and we were supposed to go together, but I was stalling it because I couldn't finish my homework. So Jim helped me, and I got every question wrong. Jim just said random numbers and just gave me.
I will say this: if you,
I remember that. You told him about it too.
If you ever sit down and just random facts with Jim.
He's really
especially
good.
on like World War.
Oh yeah, he knows
stuff.
history
but
really well.
If you watch Jeopardy with Jim, it's brutal. He's so good at it.
All right, well, that's the end of the end of this show. But we're gonna have episode 2 with these same guests back, and we're all gonna wear the same clothes.
Yes.
You guys promise?
We promise.
All right.